What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Guild Wars 2 Shadow of the Behemoth event. I stumbled across this thing and I threw on my frats as soon as I saw it, and I got in really early, luckily. Now, earlier in the first Guild Wars 2 impression video, I was talking about how, you know, all the quests in the world you stumble upon. If you go exploring, sometimes you'll stumble upon quests that you don't necessarily, that aren't necessarily along the main path. So here's one where I was like wandering, and way off in the distance I saw like this big glowing thing like moving above the tree line. I was like, what the hell is that? So I went to go explore it, and it's way off towards the corner of the map. It's in the swamp area, and I saw this monstrous thing showing like in the swamp, and I saw a bunch of players starting to rally around it. So I run over and an event starts called Shadow of the Behemoth. And basically, the idea is this giant behemoth demon is coming from the netherworld, invading, and it's just up to us to fight him off. Now, of course, there are a couple events before this that actually triggers this event. I was part of the one before it, but I didn't know it triggered it, and it's a different part of the swamp where all these nether portals are opening and demons are coming through. So I'm going to talk about the fight and then talk about how awesome this is. So basically, he's this giant guy who doesn't really move at all. All he actually does is he does a giant roaring thing, and when he does that, he opens portals. That immediately tells us that we need to focus down those portals and take them down as fast as possible, because they spawn NPCs, they spawn mobs. Once the portal is destroyed, all mobs that spawn from that portal die. So as you can see, it's very important to take those portals down as soon as you can. You're also going to notice some red rings. That is his second move, where he kind of arches back, and then all of a sudden these red rings appear. You got to stay out of the way. And when those red rings appear, he just does like these AoE attacks that do a ton of damage. The level required, not required level, the suggested level to be doing this is 15. I'm here at 11. So then he's going to come down with his two hands, and you got to avoid his two hands as they come down, and then he's going to do his screaming thing again. So he's a very basic boss, very simple. As you can see, the sound glitched with his roar for some reason, but again, it's been like 4 days since this game came out. So we're all focusing him down. Now, as I was saying, the boss is very simple, but look how cool this looks. And this is in a level 15 and under area. This is still in the first zone. I'm playing my Elementalist because I'm actually having way more fun with my Elementals than I was with my Thief. He's a lot more versatile. I can heal, I can do a lot of damage, I can provide tank buffs, just a ton of stuff depending on what element I'm attuned to. It's also important to run around and make sure you revive whatever teammates you can, because you don't want to start losing players here and there, and then all of a sudden it's just you and like one other dude and everybody else is dead. So anytime you see a player down, make sure you res him, and I was really close there. The red ring appeared, I was like, I hope I can get him up, and I did. He said thanks, which was cool. Hands go down, that means he's probably going to be getting ready for a roar here in a minute, so we do as much damage as we can as long as his head is kind of limping forward here. And then once he comes down for a roar, we're going to unload on him as hard as we can. So that's pretty much it for the fight. I'm going to let the fight play out while talking a little bit about this kind of event system here and the pros and cons I've seen with it so far. The pros are that it makes the world and the questing system a lot more fluid, a lot smoother. There's a lot you can do. You don't have to feel like you have to go back to this quest hub, this little village in the middle of nowhere, and then suddenly, you know, collect all these quests and then go do them and then come back. No, you can do the quest as you come across them, and once the quest is done, it automatically gives you the reward for it, and usually unlocks a little shop you can spend karma points at, which is like a secondary form of currency. The bad parts about it are that you don't necessarily stumble across all the quests. Like, the only reason I stumbled across this quest is because I saw a giant thing floating above a tree line, and I wasn't sure what it is. Now, that also kind of works in the game's favor, because there's that sense of awe and exploration in the game that I haven't had in a very long time. Star Wars didn't have it. WoW had it for the first year or two when the game was still new and fun to play. Just like lots of exploring. But some stuff like this, you know, like just this big demon who's so huge that you can see super far away, and being able to come across him is really awe-inspiring. And I apologize, I'm like mildly yawning. It's extremely awe-inspiring. It's a very cool thing to have happen. And I'm actually really glad I caught this fight. I'm going to be dodging out of the way over here. So kind of, it's weird that the con that I have for it is also kind of a pro. because it is. Granted, the game is designed in such a way that even if you miss a few quests, you're going to level up. In fact, I'm kind of a little bit too high of a level for where I'm questing right now, but I'm kind of catching up at the same time. Like, the quests are kind of starting to catch up on me. I feel like the game is designed to do this. So, we're coming up at the end of the boss fight here. The pros and cons, I mean, it's basically, it is what it is. It's a pro that you can stumble across him. It's also a con that you're going to have to go looking for him. But I like it a lot. So, he's going to die. We're going to watch the cool animation. Boom, he drops his head, and then a big chest appears. So everybody runs over to the chest. We're like, what do we all get? So the cool thing about the loot system is that everybody gets their own specific set of loot. That's it. Like, what I see is what I get, and that's it. Everybody else gets their own set of loot. So I'm taking it. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, crap, my inventory's full. So I am going to pop up my inventory here in a minute, and it's all told me I got a heroic trait from that, which is awesome. I got a heroic trait from that event, which is like another set of skills that you kind of upgrade. So anyway, I got to make room, so I'm going to look for some grays. I'm also going to use my salvaging kit to salvage some stuff, get some more materials. But this is basically a really cool part. Everybody's saying good job, nice job, awesome. People are cheering. People are like really excited. It was just a really, really cool event, and I think a lot of people was experiencing that for the first time. If not, it's still new to some people, because I can, if this happens again, I can obviously join it again. But it's really, I don't know, like, it's really, really cool. It's just, again, the word awe-inspiring comes to mind. I know I'm repeating myself. It's just kind of, it has that childish-like feel. It brings me back to the days when, World of Warcraft was just coming out. I was in my mid to late teens. I didn't have much to do, and I played WoW, and I just enjoyed exploring the game, and I'm kind of getting that feeling again. Granted, I don't have nearly as much time as I did before, but it's just a different breed of MMO at this point, and a different type of life that I lead. That kind of, it kind of makes exploring for hours on end difficult. But when I do explore and I stumble upon stuff like this, that is really, really awesome. So awesome! Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Keep your eyes peeled.